I would like to apologize for the video being so late. Sorry we haven't been posting. Just a lot going on in our lives. I really dropped the ball in communication and trying to get a guest on. And unfortunately, getting a guest on just simply isn't going to work out at this time. Who knows? We may do something like that in the future. But anyway, again, we're both very sorry for not keeping updated. We will work better at communicating with you guys as well whenever we're having problems like this going on. I would also like to say we will not be having our normal video next week as Boom is going out of town for a while. But we will be getting posted again as soon as we can.
I'm going to edit all that to where it sounds like you said, I get hard on guests. Like,
what a jerk.
It'd be fun. Flab to Fab, episode 4. I'm Boom.
I'm Charles.
All right, so general update. How's the last 3 weeks been for you?
They've been okay. Excuse me. Now I'll respond to that question. They've been all right. I would like to say it's actually been very stressful for me. We got finals going on, a lot happening at work, that sort of thing. And I've thought about it since our last video, and I've come to realize I also seem to be a stress eater. So I'm going to imagine that when we do our weigh-in, I've probably gained quite a bit.
I feel the same. I feel like I was 331.9. I think I'm going to be 338.
Yeah. I was 362, and I imagine I'll be a lot higher than that. So hopefully not too much higher, but yeah, I'm not looking forward to this weigh-in.
I would have said that I was a stressful eater before, and even on days when I'm really not that stressed, I still would rather say, screw it, I'm just gonna go get what I want. I'm just gonna treat myself to kind of like, I guess it's self-medicating. I'm always wanting to feel good. I don't need stress to feel good, I guess.
Maybe. Allergies are definitely getting to us.
I don't normally have allergies, but there are certain foods that I eat that make me phlegm up.
That's unusual. Maybe you should eat those foods.
It's I'm trying to think of the foods that do it. Fried foods will do it to me. I just ate a sausage wrap with cheese and beans added to it, and I'm not sure which one of those ingredients did it. I can eat cheese. I know it's not the cheese. I've eaten beans recently. I know it's not the beans. So it's either the flour tortilla or the sausage, the grease from the sausage.
Or if the sausage is at all spicy, it could be maybe a little acid reflux. It's just mild enough to kind of show up as flu.
I don't know. I eat spicy stuff all the time, and I don't have those symptoms.
Maybe it is just the grease.
Yeah, I've not done the last 3 weeks. I've not done the diet at all.
I really haven't either.
I just jumped right off and started. Every day was like I'll do it another day, I guess.
Yeah, I think this is the last week in my current semester of school. I think I'm going to be taking a semester off so I can have some time to relax and de-stress. And I think honestly I'm going to have to kick back to a part-time school schedule because I think with full-time school, full-time job, and everything else I've got going on in my life, all my other engagements, there's just too much going on. So.
Does your wife know about all these other engagements?
My wife does know about all these other engagements. She participates. We're very open-minded, sir.
Open marriage, huh? Have you been using the bento boxes, just not on the diet, or?
Excuse me. No, I have not been using the bento boxes as of late. Again, it's just we don't have a lot of time to prepare the food. Normally, we'll we'll go through a menu book or something, or think of something else. Try to create something, and we'll make enough of this for lunches for a week. But you think that'd be easy? You think we'd have time just to make that one meal and then portion it out over the week? But I don't know. It's always things coming up.
My last week of school was last week. it was very stressful. Normally, finals weeks aren't stressful for me. This one was because I was looking at my first failed class since going back to school. My first C or under, really. I've been an AB student this whole time.
That's good.
And I was already looking at, the teacher was merciful to me and let me turn in homework late. And they said, try to get your, because it was math class and I hate math. It's my first brick wall that I hit. And I went in, I did the final, and I felt pretty confident about the final, like way more than I should have for not showing up to class for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that. And then the final I got back, and it was like a 48, so it was a little accurate of what I felt like, because I thought at least half of it I knew. But the last 2 days before the final, I spent 6 hours each day with a classmate going over the material and just doing math for 6 hours solid, and I hated it. But I learned some stuff. I ended up after the final, after all the homework, I brought my grade up to a 70 point something with the homework, and after the final it was like a 69 something, and she gave me that grace and bumped me up to a 70 so that I could at least go to the next stage. I'm grateful for that.
That's good. But she's not failing.
No, it was going to be worse than that. It was going to be like a 50 or a 70. I hit a test where I got like a 28. There was one person in our whole class that passed, and she had a 71 or something. The average for the class was a 33, 34.
Wow.
And then after that, by the time I did the makeup, the corrections for the test, the next test was already on me, and I spent all my time trying to do the corrections instead of learning the new material, and that's when I just stopped showing up to class. Didn't show up for that next test, so all the tests were going into as zeros, and stopped doing the homework because I wasn't in class, so I didn't even hear what she had to say about how to do it. So I just kind of gave up on it.
So why do you think you hate math?
I know why I started hating it this time. When I was a kid, I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
The only example from childhood that I remember was PEMDAS. I guess I missed that day or something, but order of operations, I did not. I know when I left school in 7th grade, I did not know order of operations. So I'd be pissed off that 2 plus 3 times 2 would be different than 2 times 3 plus 2. And I would not understand why. And like, how is this wrong? This is exactly, look, da, da, da. And I never got it. This time around, it was because the numbers are unrelatable to anything I've encountered in life. So if it's how to pay a mortgage, if it's working tax on items, stuff like that, those are the things that I'm doing well on. When I'm doing factoring polynomials with a leading coefficient of 1, I'm like, what? How do you plug this into something that you would experience in life without being a bioscientist or figuring out how much oxygen to put in a space shuttle or something? What normal everyday citizen would encounter this? And it's not. It's like hypothetical. That's something that's definitely frustrating to me. Is why is that a prerequisite? That level of math.
Well, I can answer your question, and then if you like, I can share why I hated math too. I know it's very off topic, but it's something that intrigues me because it's something I've experienced myself. The answer to that question, if I remember correctly, the level of math you are on, this is actually a primer, the kind of work you're doing. It's showing you a basic level step, because you'll be using that step to get into other things that, yes, I forgot to put my phone on silent. You'll be using that step to do other things that you might actually experience in real life. A lot of it can be, depending if you go into business, it's figuring out sales projections, that kind of stuff. But the factoring of polynomials, it's really basically the 1 plus 1 before you go on to 2 times 2. So it's just a baby step, and that's why it's a prerequisite. One thing I learned about math is, excuse me, drainage again. All these steps they're just leading up to the larger problem. So you just haven't gotten to that point yet.
What would without going into a field where you need advanced mathematics, what would be I don't see college level algebra being on par with like college level history. What would be the 2 times 2 of history if the 1 plus 1 is U.S. history 1 and 2? What would be something so advanced and something unrelatable that you?
See, the thing is, you are actually looking at this as advanced and unrelatable, and it's not at all. Now, if you start going into physics, that's advanced and unrelatable, at least to me. As much as I like space and science stuff, I don't know if I could wrap my head around physics. I was also struggling with math, but the basic algebra is really not at all that advanced. And to answer your question, it really depends on what kind of field it goes to. No, it may not apply to what you're doing, but I just have to go back to the example I give. If you're trying to figure out sales projections, inventory, if you're trying to figure out, profit and loss, that kind of stuff uses this math.
I think they should show you an example of how it's used in the world when they teach it. I don't know why, but I think it would make a difference for me because some of this stuff, to me, it just seems like, I don't know, it from where I'm at now, it seems like it's so advanced that I've done, like I said, mortgages, taxes. I've never had stuff with, y to the third times this with like 3 letters next to it, and all of them have a different thing, and there's a fancy trick to work them around. It's like, well, where does the trick come from? That's when it really loses me, trying to figure out, this method. We call it pixie dust method, and because we pretend the first number is a pixie, and then it goes over here and it becomes dust, and then we move it, and like, what the hell are you talking about? Stop making cutesy things that...
Well, it sounds like perhaps just a different teacher might be in order.
I'm trying a new teacher this semester, so I'll see this next semester. I'll see if that works.
Well, we continue to be terrible YouTube hosts. Our scale battery is dead and we don't have replacements. So apologies, there will be no way in for this video. My allergies were bothering me enough I thought I was actually sick, so on Monday I did go to the doctor, and I actually weighed in at 369, so I know that I've gained. Very unfortunate. Boom has not weighed himself. We have no idea what he's going to weigh. So sorry about that. We'll see if we can make sure we're doing better, make sure we're fully prepared, fresh batteries and all that in the future. Thanks for watching, guys.